Oh, we got to sign. We got to sign some players. We're going to try to sign a designated player in the summer window, and if we can, to sign a TAM level player in addition to that. On top of that, you get Roman Torres back hopefully at some point, and I think most teams would improve with the addition of 3 starters. So that's what we're looking to do, and hopefully that'll help us get better as a group and overcome the early loss of Obafemi Martins.
Yeah, there was a big emphasis on trying to get younger and trying to kind of just freshen things up. And obviously the disappointment you mentioned with Obafemi leaving so late. Was there an idea that maybe some of these younger guys were going to be able to step up and make things happen? And they've gotten some great opportunities, but the goals just haven't been there.
Yeah, look, I think you have to believe in young guys, and when they are going to have a learning curve, they're going to have a development curve, and man, I think Jordan Morris is going to be a heck of a player if you give him chances and you give him opportunities. I feel the same way about guys like Jovan Jones, and we have a number of guys that I think are in that group. So, yes, does it take some patience? Does it take some time? It does. But I really thought, Casey, that at the end of last year, when we're putting 7 or 8, it was, starters over 30 years old on the field in a playoff game, had a couple of injuries, and had guys regularly injured over the second half of the season, I really felt like that group had gone as far as it could. And there was no other choice but to try to retool the core group over time. Hopefully not to have to do anything radical, but to try to do it gradually, and that's what we've tried to adjust.
Well, Garth, to go on to that, you mentioned the older players in the side. A lot of teams sign DPs that are big-name players coming towards the end of their career. Others sign younger players who are starting their career and maybe more of a risk involved. What essentially are you looking for in a DP, or what have you addressed in terms of finding that DP?
Look, we want to sign a DP who's under 30, preferably. I mean, that's certainly, again, as we move this group and as we transition it. But look, we want to sign a good player. We want to sign the best player we can. Obafemi Martins was over 30, and he was a heck of a good player. So we got to get a midfielder in this case that hopefully serves as a force magnifier, that pulls our team together and then works to create chances, that hopefully makes a Clint Dempsey a little bit better, a Jordan Morris a little bit better, with the understanding that Jordan is going to develop. And the good thing about a team like ours is with the young players who are getting chances is we should be better in July than we were in March. We should be better in September than we were in July.
Is there that little bit worry as you're now 14, 15 games in the season going to a break, you see that 9th place in the West and you start to kind of say, we don't want to let it kind of get away from ourselves. This is obviously a team that's prided itself on always making the playoffs, always pushing to try to bring that elusive MLS Cup home, and there's no panic stations as of yet.
Look, you got to be concerned, right? I mean, if depending on how this game goes, you're going to be under 500 going in that break. The good news is you've got 2 weeks to retool and to hopefully make some progress on 1 or 2 of these signings. So, yeah, there's concern. But the playoffs is always the goal. And I think, Casey, that the thing, that I would emphasize as well is I don't want to sneak into the playoffs year after year. And that's kind of felt like that's what we did last year. We were able to sign 3 guys in the summer and scrape in and just get over the line. And we beat the Galaxy, and it felt good. But we lost to what was candidly a better, faster, younger Dallas team. And, yeah, it looked good on paper that we went to penalties, but the reality was that we weren't going to win that matchup very often. So, in my opinion, at least, I thought we had to change the team, and hopefully as we turn it over, we're able to move it into a team that compete consistently to win titles. And now the goal isn't to try to get into the playoffs as a 6th-place team, but is to be up there among the top teams and contend, and that may take some time. That may take some reworking. That said, I think we can make the playoffs this year. We haven't been great so far. We all know that, and we have to improve on that. Hopefully we deliver some players. But, again, I think the group of guys we have out there tonight, I think they can win this game tonight. It's not a bad team. It doesn't lack talent. It's just a little bit different feel and a little bit different look than some Sounders teams have been in the last 5, 6, 7 years where they've had this track record of success.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, Garth. We wish you success in finding the DP, and we look forward to further updates.